What's up, guys? My name is MadSquash924. Welcome to Kona, a game that I know nothing about. I don't know what this game is about. I know there's two of them. I know there's two versions of this game because there's a first and second game. And I also heard it's going to be a series game of more than two. I think it's supposed to be like a 4-game series, so I read online, but I'm not sure how true that is. But I don't know anything of this other than it's a win-streak kind of game, and I think it's kind of linear. I'm not sure, but we're gonna get right into it. I'm pretty excited to start it up, and I know the second game has a lot of cool things as well. So if this game is actually, if this game is like a quick game to get through, I will actually play the second game consecutively. Northern Quebec of October 1970.
Carl Faubert sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done.
Oh, we actually drive? That's crazy. That's cool. You can turn this on or off.
Carl's military training had made him a very punctual man.
Let's drive.
Being late to his meeting with Hamilton was out of the question. They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it.
So yeah, I don't know much about this game. I think it's a kind of a survival game with a big, huge story.
When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
We're not going to turn off the car? We're just going to leave it running? Okay. Read flyer, brochure, Manistan. It will be good. We have a map. I imagine that'll be handy, but we don't have one. Anything else in here? I can't believe our car's still running. I see that the game on the upper right just auto-saves every so often. Oh, we have a body too. That's cool. I don't know what year this game came out, but I know the second game came out, was it relatively recently? I think last year or within the year, I think. I'm not entirely sure on that. Oh, hello. Fire starters, and a pincer.
Carl,
we have an inventory?
In his work, always carried his log on him, in which he scribbled down thoughts and leads alike during the course of his investigation.
In case you guys are wondering, I am still a little bit sick, but I am finally starting to get over the sickness. Like, my fever broke this morning, which is good. Hopefully, I will get over the rest of the things even sooner. Okay, so start button does this. We have equipment, journal, map. Yep. Flashlight, camera. Wait, that's what we have for equipment? Sorry. We have cigarettes. Inventory. Here we go. Pincer, matches, Polaroid film, fire starter.
Still not a soul in sight. There was no point in waiting any longer. Carl had to figure this one out by himself. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I think the car is loud. Sorry, the truck is loud.
William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here.
It's weird that
populace was divided.
it's a narrator. I thought like this guy be talking on his own.
Dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him.
It kind of has like Stanley Parable vibes with the narrator constantly talking.
Had a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another. So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself.
We're probably okay, right? Right. A few hours later. Okay, buddy?
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
Kona. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something or stand for something, or if it's like a name of a place. Well, our truck is gonna constantly run. Okay. Well, we need to find a way to take care of our wounds, so we better run down the road and see what we can find.
This deep in the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm by the roadside. His life depended on it.
Yeah, I don't see anything. And there's an invisible wall that way. This way? Yep.
Carl
South
wondered how
Handsome
long he
Pack.
would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
These sources prevent Carl from freezing to death and save the game. Okay. So that will save the game? Okay. When under stress, Carl is less accurate and runs shorter distances. Matches. Fire starter.
Even better than he had hoped.
Chain.
Carl Faubert had succeeded once more, and was now on his way to new adventures.
Yeah, sure. We could use cigarettes too, that'd probably heat us up. And we have a weight capacity, you see that? It's interesting.
The flames won't grow without some
Need
help.
wood.
Other materials were required.
Shit. I mean, we need wood, but like, where does one get the wood? Ah, maybe the actual logs. How much crap can we hold? Oh, not a lot of logs. There we go. Sheesh. Where's our objective? I mean, we're at this cabin. There's a general store up ahead. Hamilton. That's our ultimate objective, right? Yeah, I believe so. Okay. So can we jump the fence, or... No? Also, we're still, like, hurt. That's not good. Cigarettes. How does one heal themselves? And we have a journal as well. Meeting at the general store tomorrow at 11 a.m. Carl Phobia. Let's actually stand next to the fire and read this. Okay, I'll look this way and do it. Alright, so we are a private detective. It pays the bills along with my veteran's pension from my time in Korea. Usually I'm hired to track unfaithful husbands, but divorces are expensive, so infidelities are scarce these days. William Hamilton hired me. He had a check and many promises, and I really wanted to leave Montreal. And Lake Antimpec is the perfect place to get away when you need to leave. You leave. He's from Montreal. He's 42 years old. He's a private detective. William J. Hamilton. He's 55 years old. He's a businessman. Rich industrialist, much hated and much loved. Anything that isn't his in the Maniston region, he wants. Buying is his only power. Hamilton has complained time and time again for being persecuted. Sometimes he'll say it's the people of Lake Antimpec. Sometimes the Cree people. Some would say he deserves it. When you exploit people, the least you can do is stay away from them. Okay. We have a light. Does it run on batteries, or is it like an unlimited light source? That I'm not sure. For now, let's just go. Let's see about this other individual that crashed and see if he's okay.
The driver had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl
A locked
needed help.
iron box. Isabel's photo.
Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care
Isabel,
much
you
about
gave me
flowery language.
the meaning to everything. When you disappeared, so did purity. I would defend purity against the winds and the tides, against ice and blizzard. Okay. Is there a crouch button? Does not seem to be the case. Oh, you can deposit items? What's in here? Fire starter. Oh, sweet. Carl's imagine that he needs to heal his wounds and warm up his body before going any further. Well, I don't know where to find heals. I mean, I looked inside, but I didn't see anything. I mean, I saw this, but it wasn't interactable. There we go. Let's close the door for now. Where does one heal their wounds? The cigarette, maybe? That doesn't make any sense. I'm a little confused. Nothing in the rubbish.
Carl, like many of his contemporaries, felt like he had more trouble breathing when he wasn't smoking. Cigarette was his own personal breathing assistant.
Yeah, sure it is. It made his health go down. Okay, so we lit that fire, which is fine. We have yet to find a...
Scratches did not stop Carl. His mother would be so proud.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, we don't see any healables. So that's not good. We are half health. And we looked up here, but I assumed there would be something here, but there isn't. Yeah. I mean, we put the chains on our car, which is good, on our trucks. Excuse me, keep saying car. There's nothing else here. Shovel would be helpful, but apparently not that helpful. I mean, this has a big Red Cross symbol on it, so one would assume you could interact with it, but no, guess not.
The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, had seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away.
Well, there's nothing else I can do about it. Unless I use the pincers, but I can't with the lockbox. And there's not like a basement or like a bulkhead around here, right? No. There isn't shit around here. So what are we missing? I feel like I'm missing something. I mean, I would heal my wounds, but I literally can't. Unless we can go into the trunk. There we go. If only I looked in the trunk to begin with. Now where is the consumables? Yep. Perfect. Now we can leave. Okay. Now I feel better about leaving. Let's go. Sorry, I just was lost. Alright, on the road again. Now I wonder where we're supposed to go at this point. The store or whatever, right?
Spread out on a few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes. The Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry.
Do we want to go that way?
Carl was dying to stretch his legs, but he had to stay focused on the task at hand.
Whoa, don't drive when you're like this. I kind of want to
Carl's
step out.
military training had made him a very punctual man. Being late to his
Okay.
meeting with Hamilton was out of the question.
Fine, 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 I'll go. I just wanted to see about that house over there on the left, but apparently that's not very punctual of Carl. For now, we'll keep on driving on the main road then, because the game wants us to.
Jean-Luc Bédard had without a doubt been the closest man in the village to William Hamilton, otherwise known as Uncle Willie. The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general store was close by.
Oh my gosh, do you ever turn your truck off, dude?
The monks wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
Okay.
The milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit. The
Hey, take one.
milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit. Something fell to the bottom of the box.
Whoa.
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out. But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close. That the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized.
I wanted to make sure I got the blood on his hands in the picture.
What
All right,
could be
this
inside
says,
that envelope? Carl
Mr.
was
John
taken
Vaux,
aback.
Montreal.
He knew this address. It was said to be the address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service. Carl felt a chill down his spine and had a terrifying realization. If Hamilton was dead, then who was going to pay him?
That's what makes him worried? What a douche.
An explosion suddenly occurred outside.
Yeah, that's nice. It broke a clock. How convenient. The generators went out. Well, I guess it's time to, Weird. How does one open this up? There we go. Keys. And you're not taking the money. Whatever.
Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
Okay, note from Gilles. You know what, Hamilton? I have a frog in my throat. And when people have a frog in their throat, they do not take risks by going to work. Customers could catch it, right? I'm a wise man. Not to worry. I have a nice doctor's note, which I'm going out to get right now. Sadly, in the meantime, I will have to close down the shop unless you would like to come and fill in for me, huh? I wouldn't dare advise you. After all, you must know how it's done, since it's yours now. With kind regards, your dedicated manager, Gilles. Okie dokie.
The snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone.
To open the cash register, punch the price. 2 numbers minimum, press sale, turn the crank 2 times, punch the machine if it doesn't work. Yeah, we figured that out. Secretary wouldn't be luxury in here. Yep, we've read that before. Alright, let's... Okay. And then Flippy. Okay, I guess we'll have
Explained that the
to...
garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time. The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
What the shit? That can't be good. And what is this?
Carl was used to strange phenomena, but a chunk of ice like this, as if an iceberg came out of the ground, that was a first.
Weird. I hate that our truck is constantly running. Start a fire if we chose. Don't I have the key? Apparently I don't. I have the wrong key.
Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
Is that right? Okay, well, we gotta find some duct tape then. Looks like say too many of those in Korea. Beef jerky? Okay. Do we have to go up here for anything? Sherry wine. Med pack. Ah, the garage key. Alright, customer
According
credit.
to that log, it seemed like the whole village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on, though.
Ah, duct tape. Okay. Now we should be able to get in the garage. Yes. Nice, found some pliers.
Staring intently at the controls won't be enough to make that lift budge. The poor thing was out of power.
So it was. So it was. Alright then. Let's, fix this thing up. Turn you on. Okay, electricity should be on for the generator.
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
Can I turn this on?
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
So... maybe we want the garage at the moment? No light switch in here?
Staring intently at the controls won't be enough to make that lift budge. The poor thing was out of power.
Kinda shouldn't be. Strange. Well, anyways, I do think this is probably a good spot to end today's episode of Kona. Hope you guys enjoyed today's first episode of Kona. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think of today's episode, of course. And if you're new to my channel or have been watching me for a little while,
A radiator
if you haven't done
without
so,
power is as good
feel free to
as a
subscribe
wood
to me,
stove without logs.
MadSquash924, and don't forget to ring the bell to get notified of my latest videos.
Monks wouldn't surrender
On the
their
next
divine
episode,
necklace.
we are here at the general
In all
store trying
likelihood,
to
they
figure
had
out how
to
to
be
turn the
switched
power
from
on.
inside the
Oh,
store.
probably unlock this now.
A
Hello.
murder weapon.
And then,
What was that doing there, Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key. Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on.
letter from
Clever,
Hamilton.
But not enough. That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
Is it as a citizen of Her Majesty and the free economic chambers of the world that I must address what follows to the proper authorities? The worst is happening at this very moment. I cannot write at length, but I am requesting immediate help from my country. I believe the free world is in grave danger. A member of my community, the Honorable Blank. Right. But yeah, as I was saying, we're going to end today's episode here. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.